Of course, you have to deregulate and privatize. Oh, I know, deregulation caused the financial crash. No, it didn't. No, 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 no. No, it didn't. It didn't. It didn't. It didn't. It didn't. Regulations increased. It didn't. Anyway, but privatization and deregulation. I mean, if the government forced everyone to get married, that would be institutionalized rape. To privatize marriage choices is to say, hey, get married or don't get married to whoever you want, get divorced if you want. That's called privatization. The privatization or deregulation of rape is called lovemaking, because privatization simply means we're not going to force you to do something. You can do it by your choice. I think we all kind of like that liberty. And the privatization of language is called free speech. The privatization of theft is called charity. So yeah, privatization is the substitution of voluntary interactions for coercive government interactions. So maybe you want to scrub that negative ideology put in there by the media, because privatization lowers the value of the media reporters' government relationships, as we talked about earlier. And maybe deregulate the economy to the point where it doesn't take 5 steps, 13 days, and upwards of 4 months to open a business. That's not great. That's not great. Some guy wants to start making ashtrays out of clay and selling them in Greece, who's still pretty heavy smokers, should not have to go through all that. It disproportionately targets the poor, the less educated, the less intelligent, to have a whole bunch of regulatory barriers to starting up businesses. Nope. And I don't care. The people who've already gone through it, too bad. Sorry, it's unjust and it's wrong. So just get out of the business of how to open a business. Let people buy and sell whatever they want. And real privatization. Steve Forbes has pointed out, I think it was in 2011, he was at a meeting about deregulation and privatization. A bunch of Polish people came who had very successful experiences with privatization, wanted to talk to the Greeks, and the Greeks were like, get away, evil Poles. Well, who's laughing now, right? I mean, and real privatization is you put the stuff on eBay. I mean, put the whole DMV, put the whole tax collection department on eBay. You don't sell it to your friends and then give them monopoly privileges. That's not privatization. That's just handing your shakedown contracts to another mafia outfit. That is not real privatization. Total open bid, give the money back to the people. Flat tax. Were I in charge? Yeah, deregulation. Get out of the euro. Flat tax. You could have a tax rate in Greece, 10% on individuals, 10% on the other individuals called a business. So basically 20%, because, if your corporation is paying 10%, that's just 10% less they can pay you in salary. But so 10% of people's income going in taxes. No deductions. People say, but that's regressive, that harms the poor. No, you know what harms the poor? 336% increase in their taxes versus 9% for the rich. 10% flat tax would be far better than what's happening right now. Flat tax. Now, we would then continue to whittle down that flat tax. I, of course, would love a zero. But until then, right, you've still got some transition, some obligations. You can't switch things immediately. As I said, it's probably going to be a multi-generational change to a truly free society. But you could at least get taxes way down. With taxes way down, you would get far more income, right? President Reagan reduced the tax rate from the 80s percentage to 70% to 28%. And that's the top tax rate in the US. During the 7-year Reagan boom, economic growth was almost 4% a year of real growth, and total tax revenues increased by 99.4% during the 1980s. So you cut taxes radically, and tax receipts go up. So if you cut your flat tax, you make a flat tax of 10%, which is in place in Bulgaria and some of the other Eastern European countries. And so 10% flat tax on individuals, 10% flat tax on corporations, you'll get far more money coming in. And that will be how you could deal with these problems. As P.G. O'Rourke said, giving money and power to the government is like giving whiskey and car keys to teenage boys. It simply doesn't work. You have to separate the state and the economy in the same way you had to separate the state and religion. It simply doesn't work in combination. From the Roman Empire forward, debasement of currency for the sake of purchasing the votes of idiots is a constant theme in human society, and we've got to break that cycle. So those are my little tips and tricks about how to free things up in the world. And I will leave you with two thoughts, which aren't mine. Number one, yes, what I'm saying may be startling to you, but as the saying goes, truth is treason in an empire of lies. And the last, and I think greatest relevant quote from a philosopher is, "The enemy has only images and illusions behind which he hides his true motives. Destroy the image, and you will break the enemy." Bruce Lee, Enter the Dragon! Ha!